Today I want to show you some of the basic things that you will need to get started. And we're going to start with just a small smattering of some of the types of beads, bead surfaces, bead sizes and shapes that you will need. I want to show you some of my favorite surfaces and sizes and shapes. Now I've chosen a family of greens. These just have appeal to me, but it'll give you a better idea of the difference. And again, keep in mind, this is just a really small amount of some of the just yummy colors and surfaces. We're going to start over here with opaque size 11s. These are cylinder beads. These are size 11s too, but they're round and they have a matte satin finish. We're going to get a little bigger, size 8s. These are a matte finish in this beautiful forest green color. The next container down are actually cubes. They're a high green moss metallic surface. All of these beads have very uniform large holes for multiple passes of thread, which is important when you do seed bead work. These hexes here are just gorgeous. They're a nickel-plated moss green color. These are actually teardrop shapes. They're called magatomas, and they're lined with silver, a translucent, beautiful teal blue. Another hex shape, a color-lined green. These are a size 8, so are the hexes. These are a size 8 in something called matte raku, and you can see they have this kind of iridescence almost in a matte color, size 8s. Teeny weeny tiny beads. These have a facet cut off one side. They're called charlottes. These are size 12. And down here we have gorgeous 4mm cubes in a marbled turquoise surface. Now let's talk about bead sizes. We start very small. These are 15s and they go even smaller, but these are 15s. They're round. They're very uniform. Here we have 11s, so you can see they're getting slightly bigger. Size 8s, again, notice the large holes because you can pass your needle and thread through multiple times. We have size 6s. Then we have hexes again up here in size 8s. These are size 8 triangles, and notice that the holes in the triangles, if you can see them, are actually triangular, so you can fit lots of thread through it. Bugles are measured by their length. These are 9mm, and again you have cubes. These are 4mm cubes. Now we're going to go on to other sizes and shapes of beads. The cylinder beads are very, very uniformly produced. These are size 11 acos. These are size 3.3mm acos. Look at the size and the uniformity of the holes. You can do some fabulous, fabulous beadwork with that. It makes up very fast. These are treasures, and they're also very uniform. They have a slight iridescence, but they're matte. So you can see there's just such a variety of things. I want to show you now some of the other tools you're going to need besides beads. First of all, you want to have a nice bead mat to work on because it keeps your beads from rolling and it'll keep the static down. You always want to have some kind of a beading thread you can work with. Colored thread that matches your beads, something nice and flexible. If you're doing a bead stitch that needs a little more body, you can go for a thread that has a little more stiffness, a thermally bonded beading thread. You always want to have something to measure your beads because you need to know the length of your bracelet. A bead scoop, of course the scissors to cut your thread. Next is needles. You want to make sure you choose a needle that's thin enough to go through the type of beads you use and long enough to be comfortable for you to hold. These happen to be a size 12 and they're 1.5 inches. But you do always want to make sure when you buy your needles with your beads that the size of the needle will fit through the bead hole. Needles generally come in sizes 10, 12, and you can buy shorter ones for finishing up. Then bead stoppers will hold the ends of your beading thread to keep your beads from falling off. And of course you want something to store your beads. Next we're going to teach you flat peyote. We hope you join us.